Imagine seasoning your meals without a single pinch of salt for 30 days. No sprinkle on your fries, no hidden sodium in your soups, no salty crunch in your snacks. At first, the idea may sound impossible, even extreme. After all, salt is everywhere, from bread to breakfast cereals, and even in foods that don't taste salty. For many people, salt feels like a comfort, something that elevates flavors instantly. But science has been warning us, while salt is necessary for survival, too much of it can quietly harm your body over time. The question is, what actually happens if you remove it from your daily life for a whole month? Health experts say the answer isn't as simple as good or bad. There are layers of changes your body goes through, both positive and potentially challenging. This challenge isn't just about resisting cravings. It's about discovering how deeply salt influences your health. And here's the catch. Some of the benefits appear much faster than you might expect. By the end of this video, you'll see why a simple 30-day break could transform the way you eat and even how you feel about food itself. Salt has been demonized for decades, often blamed as the leading cause of high blood pressure and heart disease. Yet, without sodium, your nerves wouldn't function properly and your muscles couldn't contract. It's not about salt being inherently bad, it's about the balance. The modern diet has tipped that balance drastically. While the World Health Organization recommends no more than 5 grams of salt per day, about 1 teaspoon, most people consume double or even triple that amount, largely from processed and packaged foods. This overload doesn't happen overnight. Gradually, your body adapts to higher sodium levels, which means you need more to satisfy your taste buds. It becomes a cycle. The more salt you eat, the more you crave. So is salt a villain? Not exactly. It's more like a powerful tool that we've abused. And that's why taking a 30-day break is so fascinating, because it allows your body to reset its relationship with this mineral. The first 72 hours without added salt can be surprisingly tough. Your meals may taste bland, and cravings for salty snacks can feel intense. This is not just psychological. Your brain has been wired to expect those sodium spikes, and suddenly they're gone. During this stage, your kidneys begin adjusting. Normally, they work hard to filter out excess sodium. With less salt coming in, they can finally catch a break. Your body also starts releasing some of the extra water it was holding onto, which may make you run to the bathroom more often. Some people even experience mild headaches or fatigue in the first few days. That's because your body is recalibrating its electrolyte balance. But don't worry, this phase is temporary and it's a sign that change is underway. Think of it like detoxing from a habit. The discomfort at the beginning is simply your body learning a new rhythm, one that might surprise you with how natural it eventually feels. One of the first measurable changes when you cut salt is in your blood pressure. For people who already have hypertension, reducing sodium can lead to noticeable improvements in just 1 to 2 weeks. Science has shown that sodium directly affects how much fluid your blood vessels retain, which in turn influences pressure. When you consume too much salt, your body holds on to water to dilute the sodium in your bloodstream. This extra volume puts pressure on your arteries, forcing your heart to work harder. Remove the excess salt, and your body gradually restores balance. Not everyone experiences the same effect, though. People who are salt-sensitive see the biggest improvements, while others might only notice small changes. But even slight reductions in blood pressure are meaningful for long-term heart health. So yes, cutting salt doesn't just prevent future problems, it can deliver immediate results. For many, this is the first big motivation to stick with the challenge. Your kidneys are the unsung heroes when it comes to managing salt. Every day, they filter your blood, deciding how much sodium to keep and how much to flush away. When you overload on salt, they're forced to work overtime, straining their delicate tissues. By cutting down for 30 days, you ease this burden significantly. Less sodium means less fluid retention and less pressure on your kidneys to maintain balance. Over time, this lowers your risk of kidney stones and chronic kidney disease. Interestingly, people often underestimate how quickly their kidneys respond to dietary changes. Within just a few days, these organs start adjusting filtration almost like taking a deep breath of relief after years of stress. While you might not feel your kidneys thanking you, the long-term payoff is enormous. They silently reward you with resilience and longevity, a gift that goes unnoticed until it's too late for many. One of the most immediate changes people notice after cutting salt is a lighter feeling on the scale. This isn't fat loss, it's water weight. Sodium makes your body cling to water, and when you reduce it, your body naturally lets go of the excess. Within the first week, some people can lose up to 2 kilograms simply from reduced water retention. Clothes may fit a little looser, and swelling in areas like ankles or fingers may decrease. It's a visible, motivating reward early in the process. This shift also improves how you feel day to day. Less bloating, less puffiness, and even less morning puffy face. It's not just cosmetic, it's a reflection of your body achieving a healthier fluid balance. And while water weight isn't the same as fat, it can be the spark that motivates people to keep going. It proves that the small change you made is already reshaping your body in noticeable ways. Quick question for you. Have you ever noticed your weight changing just from cutting back on salty foods, even without dieting? Drop your experience in the comments. I'd love to see how many of you felt the same effect. After about 10 days without added salt, something remarkable happens. Your taste buds begin to recalibrate. Foods that once seemed bland start revealing their natural depth of flavor. A tomato tastes sweeter, nuts taste richer, and even bread tastes more complex. Salt has a way of numbing the subtleties of flavor. When it's removed, your palate becomes more sensitive. Suddenly, you can appreciate spices, herbs, and the natural sweetness or bitterness of foods that used to be hidden behind a salty curtain. This change isn't just physical, it's psychological too. Many people report feeling surprised by how much they enjoy the new taste of their meals. It's like rediscovering food for the first time. And here's the twist. Once your taste buds reset, going back to salty processed foods can actually feel overwhelming or even unpleasant. That's when you realize how powerful this experiment truly is. Salt doesn't just work on your tongue, it also lights up reward centers in your brain. Studies show that salty foods can trigger dopamine release, the same chemical associated with pleasure and reward. That's one reason why chips or pretzels feel so addictive. When you stop consuming large amounts of salt, your brain may initially protest. You might crave your favorite snacks not just for the taste, but for the little dopamine spike they bring. This is where discipline really gets tested in the 30-day challenge. But here's the good news. The brain adapts. Just as taste buds reset, your reward pathways adjust as well. Over time, you learn to enjoy foods without needing the same dopamine rush from salt. It's almost like rewiring your brain. The cravings fade, and you build a healthier relationship with food, not one controlled by hidden neurological hooks. The heart is one of the biggest beneficiaries of reduced salt intake. High sodium levels contribute to stiffness in blood vessels, making it harder for your heart to pump efficiently. Cutting back eases this strain, improving overall cardiovascular function. Studies reveal that lowering sodium can reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke over time. While those outcomes take years to fully play out, your heart begins enjoying relief almost immediately as your blood pressure drops and fluid balance normalizes. What makes this fascinating is that most people don't feel their heart working harder day by day. The damage from excess salt is often silent until something catastrophic happens. That's why prevention is so powerful. Think of it like this. Every salty snack avoided is a quiet investment in the strength and resilience of your heart. You may not see it, but your future self will thank you. Even if you never touch a salt shaker, chances are you're still consuming too much sodium. That's because nearly 75% of the salt in modern diets comes from processed and packaged foods. Bread, canned soups, sauces, deli meats, all are loaded with hidden sodium. This makes the no-salt challenge more complicated than simply avoiding table salt. It requires reading labels, cooking at home, and being mindful of every bite. In many cases, people realized just how dependent they were on ready-made, sodium-heavy meals. The surprising part is how quickly your body notices the difference. Once you remove those sources, bloating decreases, energy stabilizes, and cravings begin to fade. It's like pulling back the curtain on what food is supposed to feel like. The challenge, then, isn't just a health experiment. It's an eye-opening lesson about the food industry and how much it manipulates flavor with salt. While reducing excess salt is beneficial, completely eliminating sodium can be dangerous. Sodium is essential for fluid balance, nerve signaling, and muscle contractions. Without enough, you may feel weak, dizzy, or even risk hyponatremia, a dangerous drop in sodium levels. That's why this experiment is about balance, not extremes. The goal isn't zero sodium, but rather a return to what the human body truly needs, which is far less than the modern diet provides. Natural foods already contain a small amount of sodium to keep you healthy. Athletes or people in hot climates need to be especially cautious as they lose sodium through sweat. For them, a no-salt challenge requires extra awareness to avoid electrolyte imbalances. So yes, too much salt is harmful, but too little is too. The secret lies in finding that sweet spot where your body thrives. And if you're curious about how other habits affect your health, don't miss this video right here. What happens if you cut out sugar completely for 30 days, according to science? It's a perfect complement to what we're talking about now. You'll be shocked by the similarities and differences. After 30 days of reduced salt, most people experience measurable benefits. Blood pressure decreases, kidney function improves, bloating is reduced, and the palate becomes more sensitive to natural flavors. These aren't just feelings, they're backed by solid scientific evidence. Researchers have tracked participants in low-sodium trials and consistently found improvements in cardiovascular health markers. Even people who didn't notice dramatic external changes were still protecting themselves internally. The 30-day mark is also when habits begin to stick. What started as a challenge becomes a lifestyle shift. By now, many people realize they don't miss the extra salt nearly as much as they feared. Science proves it. 30 days without excess salt isn't just a temporary detox, it's a reset button for your health. So, after 30 days, should you go back to your old ways? Most experts agree that while you don't need to avoid salt forever, you'll benefit enormously from keeping your intake low. The reset gives you control, and that's the true victory. Instead of craving salty snacks, you begin craving fresh, real food. Instead of reaching for processed meals, you appreciate the natural flavors of fruits, vegetables, and spices. It's not about restriction, it's about liberation. The journey doesn't end here. By finding balance, you protect your heart, your kidneys, your weight, and even your brain. And perhaps most importantly, you prove to yourself that change is possible, one habit at a time. So, is it worth continuing? Absolutely, because the small act of cutting back on salt may just be the quiet revolution your body has been waiting for. And if you enjoyed this journey and learned something new, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more science-backed health challenges, and share this video with a friend who loves to add just a pinch too much salt. Trust me, they'll thank you later.